Shema Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Allah Haganawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shema Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Allah Haganawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shema Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Allah Haganawa, Yahweh, Achad. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Sai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Sai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Sai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I was a high spirit wind lawyer. And today I want to go into, let me get out this grass. Today I want to go into a topic entitled The Royal Systems Within Our Law. The royal systems within our law. All right. Now, Elder Apostle Tahar just uploaded a video, or he may be going live, but it said the Nation of Islam is not a nation. Or nothing that prompted me to do this lesson. All right. Because for one, all right, our nation, it says the wound is incurable, right? We have an incurable wound. Shalom, shalom. And part of that incurable wound is the effects of slavery. That's that main wound with slavery. All right. And what slavery has done, it destroyed us as a nation. All right, that's why they can rename us a whole different name like black or nigger or negro or colored minority. All right. But if you think about the grand scheme and the gist of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it was really talking about, it really went into the being demoted from being a nation. All right. You really was stripped from being a sovereign nation, from being a nation that ruled other nations. You were demoted from the earth. It's like you take a lion who's the king of the jungle or the king of the savannas, because really the lion is in the savannas, all right? And you take that lion and you hold him captive in a freaking zoo. He was demoted from being that sovereign king. And then at the time of King David, we were like into that lion that lorded over other nations, man. Okay? So this has been a grand demotion, all right, and an embarrassment in the planet Earth, all right, when it comes to the nation of Israel, that royal nation of Israel. But one of the things that made our nation so beautiful, look at this water. Look at this water. Let me get a close up. It's just not the same when it's on camera. But one of the things that made our royal law so beautiful, and these Pastor Bishop Bacons, these Pastor Pork Chops, what they don't fucking understand, what they don't tell you, is that you can't say the law is done away with, because then it's anarchy, man. Dummy. If you strip the nation from their law, then there's anarchy. Dummy. All right, because within the law, and this is how you know that Christianity is a fucking slave, depend on your oppressor doctrine. If you strip the law, then the only thing that's left is human nature. The only thing that's left is human instinct or the flesh. The only thing that's left is carnality without punishment. You see? So there has to be a law to maintain order. That's why you Bishop Bacon motherfuckers is responsible for half the nation in America behaving like fucking monkeys. As long as they got a good job and they can pay you tights, then you don't even care about what the fuck they do when they leave church. All right? We actually have systems within the law, all right, for sustaining ourselves as a royal sovereign nation. Okay? A lot of the laws that constitute the systems or that make up the systems, all right, are laws that keep us intact within our nation. It's not about the process, it's about the outcome. All right? It's not about the tree, it's about the fruit in which that tree beareth. Meaning, it's not about the process or what you get so emotional about within the law. Okay? Hey, shalom, shalom, Yahweh Bahashim Abashai, Bahashim Rachakodash Brakatham. It's not about the process, such as the grape, all right, such as What else you clowns get offended over, man? It's certain things within the law that in the Western world you get offended over, man. A woman having to shut the fuck up. All right, a woman. Oh yeah, you marry your daughter off when she hit puberty. Yeah, but don't you know, in my line of work, I pick up people and I'm exposed to the house of Judah, and the house of Judah is a motherfucker on the weekend, and I'm around women who are in college, all right, and there's things they do on the weekend, man, and how they move as 18, 19-year-olds, man. It's like, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, this is why our forefathers married these little females off at like 14. You know what I mean? It's not because we was a patriarch nation that full of perverts that created laws so we can have access to little young women. Like, get the fuck out of here, man, you little bitch. All right? No, we have laws to prevent whoredom. Cause this is these little. So you got nigga crash outs, and you got what I call 304 crash outs. A crash out is a dude that get emotional and he get the blow, get the spray and shit, right? Throw his fucking life away. Crash dummy ass nigga. But these females, what they do, they got those impulses and they got those urges that they don't control, and they go from man to man, man to man, man to man. There's like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. Now it's like, damn, I'm pregnant, shit, Yeah. So we got systems put in place, all right, to maintain order. So now what we have today in Babylon is no order, disorder, but people got smartphones. People got little Toyotas and Hondas and stuff, man. People have Uber Eats and they think they're good. But also, motherfuckers are fat, overweight, sick, got all the nigga diseases. All right, Keisha mad. She mad as hell with that little wrist tattoo on her hand. As the brother said, checks and balances, man. These are systems. So, like, these are systems, man. These are systems, all right, to sustain as a nation. And part of the reason why other nations don't respect us, because we got Babylon's titty in our mouth, man. We don't know how to survive outside a nation. All right? And the way you can't possibly keep the laws is because a lot of the laws are for an agricultural society. Dummy. Meaning there's laws of equity to allow Jake to lease out the land to other Jakes. You have to lease out land to other Jakes. All right, it's laws of inheritance to where your son, your posterity, he receives the part of the land that you own and the things on that land. All right? You see what I'm saying? There's laws, all right, so you can exist as a sovereign nation. As a sovereign nation. Sovereign meaning you don't have to check in with Daddy Esau. You're not taxing your ass. You ain't getting pulled over. You're not living in someone else's house, so to speak, man. Laws ain't just laws. In every law, for every broken law, there's a consequence. All right? Shaving your beard, now you got the bumpy face. I used to get hairlines before I came into the knowledge. Man, I stayed having marks and shit. And maybe that's why I started going bald. Who knows, man? But I used to get them hairlines, and the barber put the alcohol on the hairline and your forehead burning. Shit. You know the consequence to eating pork. But Bishop Bacon, he don't even tell you something called common sense in nature. You don't eat no damn scavenger. You don't eat no damn catfish. You don't eat no damn hoghead sauce. The Most High creates systems so your body can live throughout its full duration. Most the average nigga understands the importance of preventive maintenance for his vehicle. Most niggas understand that after a certain age, unless you're a YN. all right? But the average Jake, after a certain age, you understand the importance of preventive maintenance for your vehicle, right? So the Most High created preventive maintenance for your body, your earthly vehicle, man. It's called the dietary law. And in a Mediterranean diet, you know, with respects to the dietary law, that's the embodiment of Leviticus the 11th chapter, man. If you want to understand the context, you know, Esau got you niggas sick in the death piddle, man. Motherfuckers don't know nothing about herbs, but Jake can't get on hard and he taking Viagra, man. But you don't even understand. If you got poor blood flow down there, you got poor blood flow going to the heart, man. But in our nation, we had the herbalist, we had the physician. You see? One thing that excites me is the thought of having systems within a nation that create sovereignty, that create self-sustainability. You know what the power of self-sustainability is? That's what Jake was trying to get in America after slavery. Booker T. Washington said the first thing the Negro has to learn is how to grow his own food. He has to learn how to be independent. Well, we had laws on renting out property, renting out land. You can read that in Leviticus, the 25th chapter. Specifically in the NLT, I like the NLT version when it comes to that particular chapter, man. The laws of equity, and you lease out land according to the years of Jubilee. Because the Jubilee was on every 49 years. So if it's 10 years to the 49th year, that means you're finna charge your fellow Israelite for 10 harvests, because that land is gonna yield fruit 10 times. So you're gonna charge him for 10 harvests based on the 10 years is up into the year of Jubilee, for example. Right, scriptures make us wise and proactive and not reactive and impulsive. Man, you got laws of the lazy nigga, man. It's a system. The law of a slothful son, a glutton and a drunkard, it's a law for that. But that law it's a system. It creates a system. It's a system that filter out unbearing fruit. It's a system that filters out unproductivity. Come on, man. We got all type of laws, man. You got judicial laws, civil laws, because you have when you you establish yourself as a nation, you're gonna have disputes, you're gonna have conflicts. That's just part of the human interaction on earth. So you have to have a system, a court system, with judges, with elders, to handle disputes, man, handle matters. You see? These are royal laws, man. One day we're going to look back at this and understand that it was a part of our punishment to be in child support court. It was part of your punishment to have a speeding ticket. It was part of your punishment, you know, for your wife to take the kids. It was part of your punishment to work in a fucking job or drive trucks all day or work in some fucking plant, you know? It's part of your punishment to breathe in polluted air. It's part of your punishment to eat food that came from a laboratory. One day we're gonna look back at this shit, man, and understand it in full, like this, damn, this is the punishment, you know? Waking up sick, stomach groans and stuff, man. You're gonna understand it's part of our punishment, man. Deuteronomy 17:8. If there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates, then shalt thou arise and get thee up into the place which Yahweh thy power shall choose. Verse 9, and thou shalt come unto the priests, the Levites, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall show thee the sentence of judgment. At the water, brother. A city is DMV, the water. Verse 11, after they have interpreted the law and declared their verdict, the sentence they impose must fully be executed. Do not modify it in any way. Hey, the water, hey, that's the judge, man. You see? That's the judge. You see? And that's the power of the Levites, man. All right, the priests, the high priests. All right, because you could, an example of that, when the Cushites was in our land, all right, then they weren't keeping the laws, and the Most High sick lions on them. But then he planted Levite priests to civilize them within the law, to cultivate them within the law. And that's a high value man. You know, Esau called himself doing that in America. He called it colonization. All right, had Gad in those little institutions to teach them the way of the Edomite, the way of the heathen. But really, it was reverse. Now, you had high priests, Levite priests teach the heathen the way of Israel. You see? It's a beautiful thing, man. Let me walk to my car. Walk to my car, man. I hope this was a visual of these royal systems within our nation and the reason for them. The water for that beautiful scripture too. You know? These royal systems, man. One second, let me get in the car right quick. All right. But with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified at the water for that scripture, brother. The water for tuning in, Akim. Yeah, I was driving and I was on my way to do something else. And I saw that sunlight, that sunset, and I was like, nah, this is the perfect time to go by the waters, man. But the water for tuning again. To the next time, Shalom.